Hi, everybody. I have a message here from Leslie. Hi, Ollie. I was hoping you might be able to answer some questions about my father, who I am starting to suspect was and still is a covert narcissist. I've watched some of your videos as well as many other videos from other YouTubers dealing with the same subject. And I thought it would be best to email you since in your videos you tend to respond to questions and stories from people contacting you with similar experiences. I hope I'm not coming off as presumptuous by asking you for some clarification, but you seem very accessible and willing to talk about these things. From all the stories and sources I've come across online, my father somewhat fits the description of a covert narcissist. However, I am hesitant to label him as a narcissist with such certainty. I'm not entirely sure if he's a covert narcissist or just a typical, generic, everyday asshole. In some respects, he fits the criteria of a covert narcissist. He gets angry and enraged over the smallest things. He handles money very poorly, but degrades me for not having a job or not making any money. He thinks he's right about everything and acts like he's an expert on every subject. He talks down to me because he sees me as inferior. He doesn't respect, he doesn't respect, wait a minute. He doesn't respect my boundaries and has always tried to micromanage my life. He can't take no for an answer. And even if you tell him face to face to back off, he won't. If I call him on his bullshit, he puts a pained expression on his face and acts hurt like I said something mean to him. He says contradictory things and doesn't seem aware that his logic doesn't make any sense. But in some respects, he also doesn't fit the criteria of a covert narcissist. He's not big on lying or deception. He doesn't concoct elaborate Machiavellian schemes to discredit me or anyone. He's extremely lazy and doesn't care much about his outer appearance. He doesn't have many friends and thus doesn't have many flying monkeys to send out. He was never physically abusive, only verbally and emotionally. And I am also an only child, so triangulation was never something I expected. I haven't been in contact with him for about a year. I went no contact last May. So I can't say much about our relationship now because there isn't one. But when I was a child, it was very bad for me. I sometimes I went weeks crying myself to sleep at night because of some fight we had about something trivial. I only realized recently that my childhood was abnormal and that most parents don't hold their children hold their children up to the standards that he held me up to. He was always pushing me to excel at school and be perfect at everything, but then not holding himself to the same standard. He was lazy and never worked hard at his job. He was very selfish and childishly petulant. I often felt I was the one taking care of him emotionally, as if I was the parent and he was the child. He would coerce me into doing things I didn't want to do and guilt trip me, even guilt trip me if I failed at something or inconvenienced him in some way. I could go on and on about all the shit I went through, but I think I've gone on long enough. Please tell me what you think and if I'm crazy. He's pretty much just a douchebag. In any case, I want to find out if there's more to it than that. I want to know if the pain and suffering I've gone through is a result of a bigger issue, and if my experience is mine alone, or if other people have gone through a similar experience. In a sense, I don't want some kind of I do want some kind of closure. I'm sorry, Bert, to burden you with such an emotionally charged subject, but when I saw your videos, I thought you might be able to help. Sorry, I can't make a contribution, but I don't have much money at the moment. I only wanted to contact you to see if you could answer me through email or through a video. Also, if you decide to make a video, could you just refer to me using my first name? Thanks, and keep making awesome videos, Leslie. You know, it's clear he's a narcissist. He's just a lazy sloth, and nobody wants to. He's just so narcissistic and so fat and lazy. Nobody wants to be with him. Just because he didn't get physically or sexually abusive with you, there isn't a narcissist box checklist that you need a certain amount of tactics from. There's plenty of it here. You were put in an only child, you're an only child situation where you were to be a servant to him, to his fat, lazy, sloth self. The reason he pushed you when he wouldn't push himself was he wants you to take care of him. He wants you to be the mommy. He wants you to do everything for him that he's too lazy to do for himself. That is narcissism. That is manipulation. To do that to a child is deceptive. It is the same as lying. The fact that he's not lying to anyone is because he's got nobody to lie to, because he's such a fat, lazy slob, nobody wants to deal with him. He just has a lack of options. Your father's just the fat, lazy sloth of a narcissist who's too lazy or too inadequate to build a flying monkey army of their own. You need to understand the situation you were put in by this narcissist and why you're no contact. Because in his efforts to push you, you realized that it was all for him and not for yourself, which is what he wanted. So you could say his tactics really didn't work too well on you, other than to completely screw you up through life to the point where, you're emailing me. I'm not picking on you for emailing me. I'm happy you did. But this is where you are. You need to realize where you are in life and why you're there. And the fact that your father might not check off every single narcissism box. No narcissist does. Every narcissist is unique. They use a certain amount of tactics from the same grab bag, but they're not going to use every single one of them. So that shouldn't be a barometer of whether he's a narcissist or not. He's obviously a narcissist. He won't work. He's fat. He's lazy. And he expects you to do everything for him. If that isn't narcissism, I don't know what is. Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's watching. Please leave any advice or comments in the comment section below. And again, if you have a story you want read on the channel, a piece of audio you want to expose a narcissist with, or a topic you'd like me to cover, you know what to do with the PayPal link in the description box. I'll get the video right back to you. This is Ali Matthews. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Take care.